It's your boy Crumb King, back with the pain. Never did it stain, always for the entertain. Welcome back, gang. We got another one. We reacting to your boy GlokkNine. He say he spoke on the case. Alright, let's see what's going on. Tell him?
GlokkNine, the new paperwork that just hit my desk.
Judge drop. Stop playing.
Gotta be a little more careful. Just hit my desk of him snitching in the feds. Now you don't have to crash to get cash. There's an app.
Skip the bullshit.
Free cash. Crazy RICO charges. There was a gang war between his group, AFNF, and then Hot Boys group 438. Cutum Reese was involved. Fucking GlokkNine allegedly went to Cutum Reese's house, shot it up while Cutum Reese's mom and sisters were inside. Like, he wasn't even there. But the craziest thing about it all is GlokkNine is supposed to be cousins with Cutum Reese, so he shot his own aunt's house up. Like, the story is just extensive, but 2 years ago, Ola Runt, as y'all can see right here, accused GlokkNine of snitching.
Ooh, he did.
While they were in the same federal.
I remember that. They was in the same prison, and boy Ola, he dropped some word that the boy was telling. See, now whether or not that was true ain't never really came to light. Now it seems like that boy really told on him, boy. But sliding on your auntie, it's crazy. You don't got no memories at that. Like, damn, boy, like sliding on your aunties. Man, I ain't got nothing to say, boy. I don't know what these niggas got going on. You feel me? Stand up business.
Prison, and it was said GlokkNine actually got stabbed behind the situation. Multiple shootings, multiple attempted murders, and I'm not the only person that's covered this situation. You know, we got some big channels, Hip Hop Daily, Trap Geek. I don't know who this one is. But let's actually just take a look at Trap Geek's masterpiece, because this is, if I've never told y'all before, Trap Geek is the reason I ever got into these documentary style videos that I started doing after speaking on my time in prison. So big shout out to him. I always wanted to talk to him. I think I reached out on Instagram, but he just went missing. He's one of the mysterious ones on YouTube. But let's jump into it.
When you come to Orlando, you think about Disney. Even though we ain't never been to Disney and shit ain't sweet, but people think about Disney when they talk about Florida.
Hey, for real. If you come to Orlando, it's so much. You know what I mean? I've been to Orlando. Shout out Florida, you feel me? Big Florida, you feel me? Hey, you don't really, nobody really care about nothing but, tourists don't care nothing but, you know what I mean? Disney. That's all they know. But there's real shit going on in the town. I'm not gonna hold you. For sure. It's real spinners. It's real shit going on all the time. Real gunshots.
When we think of Orlando, we think of Disney World, we think of Orlando Magic.
Why everybody get that concept of Disney and all that? I don't know. I guess that's just how they see it from the outside.
Well, the FBI typically doesn't telegraph our moves. What I can tell you is that these two gangs, the 438 gang and the Army gang, have got our attention now.
The other 5 already in custody.
I'm gonna be real. If none of these niggas was rappers, I think that's a gangster. You got niggas saying that you on they radar, but y'all niggas be killing people, bruh. That's the part, man. It's gangster. Like, I get it, but damn.
Responsible for nearly $2 million in stolen property.
This beat is nasty.
59 stolen vehicles and 19 stolen firearms.
The prominent people at the top, just between those 8 people, they're responsible for 230 felony charges. Jaquavius Smith, better known as GlokkNine, just him himself has been arrested for 52 felonies.
A record, brother. 52 felonies. Hard work. Yo. That kind of life you gotta see the positive. You gotta see the positive. You go to jail, that's an accolade. That's like, what is that? Like, what, you going to another school or something? Like, you finna graduate another school? Like, you should just went to college, bro. Like,
what is up, everybody? It's been far too long. The last episode was in Florida, and for this video, we gotta return there once more. This time to Disney World's Orlando, where folks witnessed one of the largest RICO cases in state history, Operation X, take 34 people down from 2 separate crews. To show you what this looks like, the entire Bobby Shmurda and GS9 indictment was 63 pages. This RICO case in Florida is 700 pages long, with the
God, like y'all.
700 pages. They got you, nigga. Like, god damn. How can anybody say free what? Free who? They got 700 pages of what? Man. 700 pages. They got locations, they got dates, they got times, they got phone pings, they got, man, 700. If they got 700 pages on me, ooh, nigga, 700 pages? You can't pay nobody to take off the pages. You feel me? Like, you gotta pay somebody to build a defense against 700 pages. What's the price point on that? You know what I mean? What? Like, 700 pages? Yo, you're tripping. They got your middle name in the paperwork twice.
I don't even understand how big of a case this was when this happened. It's so much deeper than a lot of people know. And the thing is, I mean, technically Disney's in Kissimmee. It's not in Orlando.
Exactly. You go to Orlando, ain't shit in Orlando.
One of my first memories as a kid that grew up north, coming down to Disney when I was young, like 5, maybe 6, I don't know. I was in the car with my aunt, my grandmother, whoever else, and
I was in the car. Nigga crazy. Bruh. The pull that these advertisement companies have to get niggas coming from up north all the way down this way. They selling that summer, boy, I'm telling you. Advertisement is a motherfucker.
Somewhere in Orlando or Kissimmee or one of the above, and this orange car pulls up with rims taller than me. And it was nothing but black dudes, and the music with the boo, 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 boo. And I just remember everybody in my car was scared. Like, and if you go to Orlando, like, go to downtown Orlando on a Friday night, you'll see what I'm talking about. You're gonna feel a little.
Downtown Orlando on a Friday night is turned. I'm not gonna lie. You're gonna have a good time. You're gonna have a really good time. It's good vibes. It's real good vibes. Just, you might get shot. Just pay attention. I'm gonna be real.
If you ain't used to that type of environment, okay, you're gonna feel a little out of place.
Fed stalking people at concerts and putting informants in place to make controlled phone calls. One side, AFNF, or the Army Gang, is led by the popular rapper GlokkNine. The face of the other side, 438, is well-known rapper Hot Boy. Both of them were good friends coming up in the industry together till it all went left, escalating into this year-long war that came crashing down quick, with folks hanging out the windows of cars, wielding AK-47s in broad daylight.
Wielding AK-47s in broad daylight. You can't hire me to be your lawyer, gang. I don't want this. Give this to the next. Give it to him. Give it to him. Who taking that? You crazy.
Hitting daycares and memorials. The city saw 30 back-to-back shootings in 6 months, and it forced Orlando to bring in the MBI, or Metropolitan Bureau of Investigations.
They got the MBI. They got the FBI. They got the GBI. Alphabet Boys is outside. The NBA? The Metro Hooter? Man, no. Keep it. Nah. We not going for that, gang. I'm sorry. We just not going. The NBA. Explain.
Basically, Florida's version of the FBI, who built...
Florida got their own version of the FBI. Y'all knew that? I did not know that.
this whole case using wiretaps, Instagram, and evidence they found on people's phones. Sometimes thousands of photos and videos that map out drug routes from Orlando to California, with folks taking trips back and forth, smuggling hundreds of thousands of dollars in suitcases, flying girls out separate to bring the product home, where they launder the profits through cars, guns, and show dogs. GlokkNine, who signed a $2 million deal with Young Money and Birdman when he was only 18, now faces 52 charges, including frauding the government out of $10,000 through a series of PPP loan scams that got intercepted when he tried showing it off to his friends on Instagram. And when the news dropped of a pending RICO charge, his once friend turned rival, Hot Boy, decided to go on the run, and then turned himself in. But then went on the run again after they revoked his bond.
I love how I'm watching this. Like, I don't know all of this, but you know, that's just...
No cap. This is crazy. Like, when you hear it all together, bro. 52 charges. Yeah, that boy did have to go on the run, though. I ain't gonna play. That boy had to go skate. Oof.
It's the power of Trap Geek. You jump in a video and then all of a sudden you've been watched like 4 of them, right? But what I want to do is I want to take y'all over to the accusations. Obviously, y'all have got a brief history on who they are, the type of things they were doing. I want to get to the snitching accusations because it wasn't really a question when he first got picked up if he was snitching. Obviously, somebody was gonna, but no one thought it was gonna be him. And then these accusations came up. September 19th, 2023. Atlanta rapper Ola Runt would take to Twitter with a surprising accusation saying, "Damn GlokkNine, you went out bad," followed by 2 rat emojis. This was enough for the fans and bystanders on the internet to take off with rumors and speculation as Orlando rapper GlokkNine was now accused of snitching. This was the same rapper who's been hit with a Florida RICO, tied to a gang war within Orlando, and allegedly shot up his own cousin's house for being in an opposite gang. But the craziest aspect of this new allegation isn't the actual allegation. It's the fact that Ola Runt is calling him out while both rappers are currently in the same federal prison. Ola Runt was arrested back in 2020 within Operation Phoenix, an FBI takedown of 12 of Atlanta's most violent offenders. Did y'all see who else was in that? Yo, somebody told me I don't have to hit the rewind. I just do an arrow and it does it for me. Let's see if it works. Get the fuck out of here. What? Oh, it's frozen. You didn't tell me it would freeze, my boy. He was in the comments like, yo, you know you don't got to do this. You could just do that. And I was like, get the fuck out of here. And apparently it works, but it shut down the whole goddamn video. So maybe it's not as good as we thought it was. Y'all see Woody? I don't think he had nothing to do with this situation, but yeah, man, they got Woody in there. That's crazy. FBI take down a 12...
Nigga, Woody, nigga. Everybody getting taken down, bro.
Atlanta's most violent offenders. He'd be indicted by the feds after being found in possession of an FN-57 pistol loaded with 21 rounds, and after a guilty plea, he'd be sentenced to 57 months in federal prison. GlokkNine, on the other hand, was named as the leader of a gang known as the Army, or AFNF, based in the Mercy Drive area of Orlando. He'd be one of 34 people indicted on RICO charges, stemming from what law enforcement described as a war with the rival 438 gang. Let's just skip to the part where we're talking about the snitchery. USP Hazleton. Known as Misery Mountain, it's made headlines in recent years with the infamous prison murder of Irish crime boss Whitey Bulger, who met a brutal ending only hours after arriving. Bro, they beat that man with locks. They said that they pulled his eyes out or cut his tongue out, all types of shit. They fucked him up bad. The biggest red flag within a federal case would be a 5K1 motion, which essentially means a sentencing reduction in return for substantial assistance in the prosecution of others, aka snitching. GlokkNine definitely doesn't have a 5K1, but what was interesting is a few pages of his plea deal. Here we go. On page 6, the 12th term of the plea is cooperation. Of course, the 12th term of the plea is going to be where my fucking little box is that shows me. In which the defendant, or GlokkNine, agrees to cooperate fully with the U.S. investigation and prosecution of others. So basically, I can remember what the gist of this was, right? In his plea agreement, he was agreeing to cooperate, but there was no cooperation, which is retarded, right? And he had his lawyer go back and take that section out completely, and they came out with a new plea agreement. So it was said that Ola Runt must have had the old plea where it said he agreed to cooperate, and he did
some misinformation. They switched. He he seen what was going on, and he changed the paperwork. And then, but boy, probably got word of that early. Everybody get that shit. They said that shit moved fast. So shit probably, but he probably heard that.
Didn't have the new one that said he refused. Does that make sense? So because of that, they used the old plea against him. Some shit happened. He gets poked up, whatever. But the paperwork we now have tells a completely different story. Now, this is the official Orange County Clerk Court Records website. This is going to be every single case GlokkNine has ever caught, but we want to specifically focus on this one here. Now, we're just going to scroll down a little piece. October 27th, 2025, this transcript was filed with 99 pages. This is what we're going to get into. Now, this is a motion to suppress, and I'm going to be honest with y'all. This is my first time reading through it as well, so we're going to briefly skim, and if I skip it all, it's because it was just bullshit. So they bring up GlokkNine's former lawyer as a witness, and there's a direct examination. Good afternoon, tell me your name. He's an attorney. And it's basically just going to talk about his background, what he does, what he did. Now, this is saying he was an attorney for GlokkNine. To the best of my recollection, the first case I represented him on was either a 4 or 5 count attempted murder case. The case eventually got, thrown out. He beat it on the day of trial. I also represented him on a couple of state charges for possession of a firearm. And you were actually representing Mr. Smith in this very case that we're here on today.
Shout out to 1090 Jake for the big breakdown, y'all. I'm gonna be real, bro. We be needing niggas out here to break down the situations that niggas, never been in and shit like that.
Hey, I didn't mention that. What I mentioned was in the cases that I completed with him, but I did represent him on the current RICO charges that are pending against him. Now, this states they're asking where he was on April 6, 2023, and where was GlokkNine. He's saying GlokkNine was in federal prison in West Virginia, the one that we were just watching the video about, right? And it states that detectives traveled to this West Virginia prison to interview him. Now, this is where things are about to get interesting, and I just want to, GlokkNine fans, y'all are going to have to hold this one. This one's going to suck for y'all. What did the detective tell you occurred? He said they went to see him and they were investigating a homicide, and they believed that Jaquavius had some information for them. And that they told him that this was the one and only time they would go see him. But when he asked to speak with me in the interview, they said that was a reasonable request and that they would extend that offer or go visit him one more time if he wanted to speak with him. So basically what they're saying is they wanted to talk to him. They wanted information on a murder. He asked to talk to his lawyer, which isn't a bad move. He also told me this would serve two purposes.
That's the best move. They want to talk, you let your lawyer talk for you. Simply. Because whatever you say, they're going to try to use that against you. Every time. Without fail. You try to fess yourself. You try to fend yourself. All that. They're gonna be like, well, you said in the interrogation room, and you said here. What about when you said here? What about what you said here?
Purposes for, in theory, 2 separate cases. He told me that he has an affidavit, a lengthy affidavit for an arrest warrant for GlokkNine on a homicide, where he would conspiracy to homicide that he had drawn up, and Jaquavius had a choice of cooperating and he would be a witness in that, or not cooperating. He will walk that warrant over to the judge. So basically, they went to GlokkNine and said, look, you either cooperate in this case as a witness or we're hitting you with conspiracy to commit murder.
I mean, look, bro, 52, you got 52 charges and they finna add murder and all that shit to it. Man.
Conspiracy to commit murder means he must have had something to do with the planning of this. So this is meaning he would be cooperating against his own people. Okay, so his lawyer is saying he's trying to negotiate the case to go away. GlokkNine will cooperate in the 4 murders. Dexter Rentz, Demetrius Cox, Dominique Aldridge, and Cordell Otwell. These are all 4 murder victims. And his lawyer is saying, to the best of my memory, those are the names that he was providing and discussing. They asked the lawyer leading up to whatever. They asked the lawyer leading up, was there in fact a statement or a proffer that was given by GlokkNine subsequent to April 6th? His lawyer would say yes. Now, this would get further into GlokkNine didn't want to give a statement without his lawyer present. And the reason for that was he just wanted to make sure he was getting what he was told. And I mean, on countless pages, they're basically breaking down. He's going to get immunity. He's not going to be charged with the murder. His lawyer's trying to get the RICO thrown out completely. GlokkNine is sitting down with the feds in a West Virginia prison. They're telling him they have a warrant for murder, an affidavit that they could turn into a warrant. They could sign it, they could charge him with murder, or he could cooperate. And he's saying, I'll cooperate, but I want my lawyer here so I know I am getting my end of the deal. Now, this right here on page 36 states, during the interview, GlokkNine provided incriminating information against himself relating to the murders of Dexter Rentz, Demetrius Cox, Dominique Aldridge, and Cordell Otwell. So he gave the interview, and he told them some things that could hurt himself. Mm-hmm. Now, right here,
he ain't told yet. He done told on himself, but he ain't get nobody in trouble. You know, but I don't know why. I mean, so he got the immunity, so he just told on himself.
Lawyer is saying that he had a chat with GlokkNine to make sure he understood the conversation, that he couldn't lie, and that if he doesn't do his part, he's not going to get the benefits. He needs to be truthful. Everybody flew up there for it. You know, they got to fly investigators from Florida to fucking West Virginia. He's telling GlokkNine if he isn't truthful, this is going to be a waste of time. They made sure he understood. He acknowledged that he understood. They went in. We also, again, discussed what he was getting in terms of benefits in the case. And it states right here on page 38, tell the court what those conversations were, or after the interview, or after the proffer of Mr. Smith on May 18th, 2023. What conversations did you have with the police officers? And GlokkNine's own lawyer would say, when we walked out, everybody was surprised at how well the interview went. Now, I don't think we're going to get all the details from these transcripts, and it's hard for me to understand what exactly the motion to suppress is for. Like, are they mad that he didn't get certain benefits or whatever the situation is? But GlokkNine 100% sat down with the feds, gave a proffer, made statements, and solely for the benefit of saving himself from another murder case. And people are going to be like, oh, but who did he give information on? I mean, we might not know that, but we know he gave it.
He gave information on himself as far as we could tell. And we going to see what he say. Because if he taking anybody down with him, that ain't gangster. You know, we got to keep up with the niggas that ain't gangster. You know what I mean? We got to keep them niggas in check. You feel me? From out here. You feel me? We got to make sure them niggas know.
Because there was no other purpose for him to sit down. Meaning Jaquavius provided the information that they wanted. They were absolutely shocked that they did, and they were very happy that they did. There was a comment by me to make sure that no, but yeah, it was a recurring basic interjection of our conversations throughout. Not only as we were walking out of the prison, but through the ride to the airport, that they were surprised that Jaquavius, aka GlokkNine, was forthright with them and answered their questions. So the police officers told you that he had provided significant useful information. They said he did great. They were surprised.
This don't look good. This don't look good. It look like you rolled it up, bro. But that ain't none of my business.
And yes. With that being said, I think GlokkNine's career is, it's obviously over. You got hit with like 8 years in the feds? You know what I mean? But while being in there, deciding to work with the feds, that's crazy. And it makes more sense as to why he got poked up, if that's actually how that played out.
So you got poked up for this already. What's gonna happen when this drop? Gang, that's bad. Like, bro, I'm not even saying it's bad to like tell the truth. I'm saying it's bad, the consequences you gonna have to incur because you told whatever you told, bro. Like, as soon as your paperwork hit the tank, bro, you might get a DP. You might gotta deal with some situations, bro. And then, like, now your life uncomfortable. Like, oh, well, you might not even go back PC. He might not even go back GP. He might go PC and call it. Because that's up. That's it. That's a wrap.
The mafia, if you listen to all the guys that do interviews, the former mob guys, they say you can't even sit down and hear what the offer is. Never mind actually go through with the interrogation. And there's no rebounding off of this. If the police want to investigate 4 murders and they sit you down and say, if you don't help us, we're going to charge you with murder. And then when they leave, they say, damn, he told us everything. I was surprised at how much fucking snitching he did. Like, you got the police high-fiving. They didn't even expect you to do what you did. That's terrible. It's not a good look for Orlando. But hey, let me know y'all's thoughts and comments in the comments.
It's not a good look for Orlando. Like I said, that shit, nigga, it look like you rolled it up, bro. And once again, nigga, y'all stay in school, bro. Stay off these streets, bro. This shit is cooked. You don't know tell, nigga? Damn. I hope it's comfortable wherever the fuck you at, bro. No cap. I'm gonna catch y'all.
Section is 1090 Jake. I'm rocking with y'all and y'all rocking with me. Till next.